Well, what's the future for biometrics? I know there's fingerprint and, are there other bio areas where biometrics will move into?
Absolutely. So one of the key, I guess, next questions in the biometric sector is, well, what about multimodal? Up until now, multimodal has mostly meant combining fingerprint with, let's say, face or iris or some other technique, but typically separate systems that have to be put together through software in the back end, but mostly separate pieces of hardware to capture the different biometrics. So our latest launch is a product called the Finger VP, which is a combination of fingerprint and finger vein in the same sensor. It was the world's first product to do this, but with one single capture and one single device, combines two independently unique biometric factors in the fingerprint and the finger vein into one template, but most importantly with one piece of hardware. You only need one network point, and it's much more convenient for the user and keeps the price point much more competitive than the alternatives that have been on the market up to now.
And the combination of the fingerprint and the vein makes it a much more solid determination for the individual?
Absolutely. The great benefit is that the system allows you to tune for either convenience or security, as with any biometric system. But let's say, for example, the application demands more convenience. The system will allow a match on either the fingerprint or the vein portion. But obviously in many applications, the reason for biometrics is tight security or high security, in which case both the fingerprint and the finger vein need to match above a certain threshold before the user will be granted access. But the really great thing about combining these two technologies is that we've witnessed a reduction in false rejection rate of an order of magnitude of 10, and bear in mind that's against our leading algorithms, #1 ranked algorithms already, so that's a very substantial convenience impact that bringing two different features together will have for the market.
To describe the vein portion, I mean, everybody knows you have unique fingerprints,
right,
but veins are also just as unique as fingerprints.
Correct, yes. The fingerprint is still believed to be more, in terms of sheer or raw statistics, more unique. And of course there is more data to back that up. Every government around the world uses fingerprints for either civilian or forensic applications. But the vein is an extremely unique biometric factor. So combining that with the fingerprint, obviously ups the ante very significantly. Yeah.
So what other, we talked about all the products that you're launching. The new markets that you're after, and I think education is probably one. You talked about gyms, more commercial, education, another market space?
Education has always been a big market for us. The convenience of using fingerprints in, for example, canteen management systems, where kids can rather use their fingerprints than having to carry around a card for their canteen or food programs. One of the great features. Things like childcare, attendance management as well is a big business for us. The advantage and disadvantage of biometrics is it just has such wide applicability. Knowing where to focus is what counts. But we're seeing great adoption in both commercial markets as well as within government space. Access control, obviously always the primary driver for biometric terminals, but another very, very big one is time and attendance, because the data that comes out of the same reader can be used to provide very accurate inputs into payroll systems, much more accurate than a pin-only or a traditional clock card. So we find a lot of our customers are getting more value out of the reader than just using it as an access control point, because it's got such valuable data in it that can be used for payroll.
That's value added for
Absolutely.
A customer to have.
No additional hardware can generate a lot more powerful data and benefits for the organization.
Sounds very interesting, and I'm hoping that you're seeing some good success here. It seems like you would be with a unique product like this. Yeah. Well, I also know that you're part of a larger company with other divisions that we're going to talk about later on. So we wish you good luck at the show and hope to see you again.
Appreciate it. We would
and bring some new products to us.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to next year. We've already got some great plans for what we're going to be showing. So
that's terrific.
Look forward to it.
Thank you for spending your time today. I know you're probably very busy.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
You too.
Okay.
Thank you, Beth.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.